Oh, okay.
There it is. Okay, good. There
Okay,
we go.
there we go.
Yeah. It's like the nuclear button. Are you sure you really want to turn this key?
Yeah, it's like the big red button.
So here we are. Welcome, everybody. This is another collab of Conversion Chemistry, Fire Your Boss, and this time with our friend, our Fire Your Boss success story, Conversion Chemistry founding member, pro-level member, Dellyn Lee of Dellyn Digital. Dellyn, what he does, he brings an absolute unique blend of HR expertise, content creation, video editing, to help job seekers and entrepreneurs craft compelling digital narratives, specifically in the context of job hunting, really, through a gamified approach. So what Dellyn does, he helps people level up their careers and their business with content strategies. So we're going to delve into how all that works. And as we go through the presentation, I'm going to let Dellyn do his thing, but ask a couple of questions along the way, so we can kind of squeeze some more juice out of it. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dellyn here. Let you press start. We can pop our quarters in and and start the game.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jonesy, and thanks again, Fire Your Boss, for giving me the chance to level up in more ways than one with this. So, hi everyone, I'm Dellyn Lee, aka Dellyn Digital. Let's press start on this presentation and show you how I could level you up on the job hunt and with your content creation as an entrepreneur. So, let's see, with Dellyn Digital. So as Jonesy was saying, this is really kind of fusing in together the expertise that I've gained over my 9+ years in my career in HR, and fusing that together with video games and also with my career into one thing. And that's what Dellyn Digital is about. It's basically helping others on the job hunt understand the job hunt, level up on the job hunt, and just gain more confidence when they're going through the process, whether it's the resume, LinkedIn, or even mock interviews. Okay, so a little about me. I have about 9+ years in HR experience. I've been in HR for a while. My first step into the HR gig was in talent acquisition, and that's actually where I kind of focused in my career, kind of focusing in on the people aspect of the recruiting process. Hearing people's stories and seeing how they get from point A to point B really lights me up and fills up my cup. And I wanted to fuse that together with Dellyn Digital, and that's going to be through the content creation side of things, both written and video posts as well, and also editing as well with that. I'm very passionate about video games. I'm very nerdy. You can obviously see like the anime shirt that I have here. Any JoJo fans out there? But I'm very passionate about making things understandable and teaching people. I used to train about 6+ people in a past life when it comes to talent acquisition art and the art of talent acquisition, and seeing that kind of growth in my peers, the ones that I mentored and also trained, is something that I kind of bring to effect here.
So question, how would you decide or recommend to anybody, starting with yourself, when do you decide on written versus visual content?
Yeah, so when it came to that, I feel like different social medias have different aspects to them. I'm going to talk about mostly. Let's just talk about LinkedIn, for instance.
Yeah, I mean, that's your go-to platform.
It's my first go-to platform, aside from, of course, YouTube. Oh, they're probably like this, back to that kind of thing. But on the more written side of things, that's where people kind of come on. They look at some content and then they have to leave to go back to work. So oftentimes people spend about 5 to maybe even 7 minutes on just logging into LinkedIn and going on through your feed and checking out something real quick, something that's impactful, kind of hits you right there, saying, wow, that's very thought-provoking. Whoever this person is, let me check out this profile. And that's where they go to the landing page, they learn more about you. And I feel like written post kind of gives you more of a effect, kind of give you some tips and tricks from there. You start with a nice punchy kind of call to action, kind of bring your attention. And then from there, you have some nice segments in there to add some value to people, because that's what people are logging into LinkedIn for. It's for business, it's for looking for work, of course. And last but not least, it's going to be getting some kind of value from that post. And that's with written and also with an image as well.
Got it.
I like to compare it with.
We got Frank on board now.
Sort of.
No, you're here. We hear you. We see you.
We see you.
All right, good. Yeah, I give up on my computer. I'm on my phone.
See, you always have to have a backup plan, and that kind of ties into Dellyn's narrative too, having the backup plan.
Yes. So that's what I do with written posts. I do like I'm going to get into that kind of segment of my content strategy and how I build that out. But I do the combination of the two, written and also video as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just a little bit about me. Now we're kind of getting into the more strategic content plan that kind of delivers results. And this is going to be for two different kind of camps, okay? So we're in 2025 and things are getting, lack of a better word, digital in a sense. And, the rise of content, the rise of AI, the rise of video is becoming more prominent. There's a lot of noise going out in the world right now, and you need to have a plan to kind of cut through the noise. And that's going to be with either video or video and written content as well. So coming on more on the entrepreneur business side of things, they have to attract and engage with their clientele, their base. And in order to do that, the best way to kind of go through that is by having video. It's something quick, it's something easy, and they need to be able to kind of resonate with that message that you're trying to put out in order to get, high quality clients. Because you can't just, sometimes when you're making content, it may feel like you're kind of screaming into the void, but there is going to be a base of people that kind of, in a sense, gravitate towards you once you're putting your authentic self out there, and tying that into your business and adding value to people is key when you're an entrepreneur or a business. Now, getting mostly into like the job seeker side of things, there's a lot of layoffs going on. I talk with a lot of people in the video game industry and outside of it, and there's a lot of tech layoffs going on.
Yep.
There's a lot of people currently looking for work right now. And job seekers need to change the way how they approach the job hunt with their careers. You can't just sit down, click apply, send your resume out there, and just hope and pray that you get a, email or maybe even a phone call the next day. You need to do more than that. And that's where leveling up your LinkedIn comes in, and putting your authentic self out there and showing people the value that you can bring with the experience you have throughout your career.
It really is marketing 101. You can't just spray and pray. In marketing and advertising, we talk about having the right message for the right person at the right time. And that's really just the reverse process here for positioning yourself as a job seeker.
Exactly. I honestly feel like this is going to be a little crazy to say, but I feel like job seekers are becoming a little bit like content creators in their own right, putting themselves out there kind of thing, crafting their stories. That all ties into the resume, because at the end of the day, your resume has only one goal, is to get your foot in the door. And then once you're there, that's where you have to present. You have to, sometimes it's with a panel interview, hopefully not the first interview, that's a little crazy, but you have to present yourself to a completely stranger that you don't even know. And that's what content creators do on the daily, quite honestly.
What's a hot resume tip? Because, we all hear the horror stories about how AI is reading resumes, and if your margins aren't right, or the wrong or right keywords are involved, then it goes into the trash can. What's a high level synopsis on that?
Well, that's actually the tip. So I'm going to give you two on that. And the format side of things is highly important. Sometimes when people put a resume in, it's colorful. They have graphics on there and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say the word, the ATS system, applicant tracking system, is not going to be able to read that. At the end of the day, your resume will be hopefully seen by a person, but if you can't get it past that formatting, it's going to read your resume wrong, because it reads it like a line, right? Okay. And sometimes when I talk to some of my clients, they have like two columns, one column for this, one column for this, and the ATS system is not going to be able to read all your information. So having it boring in a sense and straight to the point is very important. And where you want to put your personality is going to be honestly through your content that you make about what your experiences that you learned, any situations you've been through, what you've learned through your different career aspects and things like that, or maybe through video. So having a very straight to the point formatting resume is key. And also, last but not least, of course, you have to add metrics to it. You have to know what kind of value you added to the company. And by getting those metrics throughout your time, hopefully while you're there, hopefully you have a book in your hand kind of marking down everything that you add of value to the company. It's going to be important, quite honestly, for people moving forward. So metrics and formatting is key.
So, and that kind of brings it full circle, is write the resume in the format for the job that you're looking to get in front of the right people. Like, you're talking kind of, structured data and how these systems read that structured data, and then the actual quality of the content. So, if you're going to go be working in a job for mergers and acquisitions, you format your resume in a particular way versus going to be an art director at a school where you're probably going to be, meeting somebody in person, and you can bring a clay sculpture as your resume, right? Different audience, different mediums.
That would be pretty cool, quite honestly. It's like it reminded me of I actually made a resume for Super Mario, since he's been through a lot of things. He was a doctor, he was a plumber, but if he's going to apply for a plumber, right? I've been a doctor for X amount of years kind of thing. It doesn't make sense.
Not relevant. Yeah.
It's not relevant.
Yeah.
Focus your skills, focus what you want to do. The role calls for a plumber. So add value to them and show them that why you want to apply to the job and what plumber skills you bring to the table, kind of thing. And plus the best part is all the information is there in the company website and the job description. You just gotta look for those keywords, see what the market demands, and formulate your resume towards that. I'm not saying lie on your resume. Make sure if you don't have those skills, you need to level up your skills to get that.
Right.
But you need to be able to, add value to the company that you're going to be working with, because every company is looking for a specific thing, especially now.
So I guess follow-up question to that. What's the way I want to phrase it? Because my head's spinning. We're talking about Super Mario.
Yeah, I kind of throw it. Super
I'm thinking in terms of authenticity. So
yes.
The job description, the company's website, they give you like a roadmap on the skills you can and should have. What do you think about using AI to then craft your resume? I'm not saying have AI do a one-click output. I can get on my soapbox about one-click output, but formatting it in a way, or even writing the content in a way where, okay, I want my resume to satisfy, or not even satisfy, but wow the recruiter who wrote this position.
Right, and
while at the same time not lying. Not
right, of course. I mean, because at the end of the day, if you lie on your resume, they're going to find out
sooner or later.
Sooner or later, and why do that to yourself? I mean, I like sleeping at night, kind of thing. And when I work with people, I want to make sure I give them top-notch value. It fills my cup. It should fill the cup of others when they send in their resume and put the good interest for the companies that they want to work with, not work for. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to your, question on that, and AI is here to stay, right? And I feel like it's going to be the new norm when it comes to, how on the resumes you have, I have skills in Microsoft Office and PowerPoint and stuff like that kind of thing. It's going to probably be a requirement there. Do you know how to use a prompt? Do you know what a prompt is? I promise you, I feel like that's going to be the new age of what we're kind of getting into. So when it comes to AI, people need to learn how it affects their industries, and most importantly, the line of work that they're in. Learn the tools of the trade that you could add to your toolbox, and that makes you more valuable in the future ahead. So when it comes to using AI for your resumes, yes, I feel like you need to learn how to do it. It's another tool in your belt. Just like Jonesy says, you don't just click it saying, okay, zip that doom. I don't need to format anything or do any copywriting to this, send it to no. You need to, AI is just a tool. It's a skeleton. You can use it as a format, but you add the soul, you add the eyes, you add the heart to that message. And that's your resume, because you're the only person that knows your story. No bot is going to know your story.
Exactly. And I always tell people, even in just a basic marketing communique, you know, AI will take you 80% of the way down, but you still have to do your 20%. Like you sprinkle your Frankie dust, you sprinkle your Jonesy dust, your Doom dust, whoever over it, so that, in other words, it gives, like you say, it gives you the framework, your formatting is done correctly, and that's great and everything else. But there's no computer that's ever going to know you better than you do. And there's no computer that's ever going to be able to communicate your absolute value, your unique value in a better way than you already can yourself. And learning that 20% or whatever the number really is of, you know, what is your own secret sauce? What is the one or two things that you bring to the table? That alone is going to make all the difference. Never mind all the good things that the AI brings. The AI gives you the foundation. It's your job to put the icing on the cake, in your own words.
Exactly. We're in a time where people could do a lot of things with AI. Of course, I can understand how people could be scared, especially, you know, artists and stuff like that. But you make you unique. There's no bot that's going to take that away from you. And quite honestly, if it does take away from you, that means you need to level up and add value in a different way when it comes to you and your content and the skills you want to provide to people or businesses. So that's why I'm kind of glad I have a section in my course for AI to kind of teach people on how to use it so they can level up themselves and also their resumes and cover letters in a correct way. So
right.
So that's a little bit about that's a little bit about how it helps for entrepreneurs and businesses, and also most importantly for job seekers. It helps them by, you know, interacting and connecting with other talent acquisition specialists, which is another way of saying recruiter, but a recruiter that thinks long term instead of short term kind of thing, and hiring managers. So it helps them put themselves out there aside from just sending the resume in and just hoping and praying. You're basically, it's like your LinkedIn profile. It's like your, in a way, your landing page for you,
sure,
in a sense. Thinking of the job seeker side of things. So let's talk about how I add value to you as a job seeker. That's going to be through, you know, resumes, LinkedIn's, mock interviews, and the digital resume service, which I'll talk about a little bit later, kind of thing. And when it comes to entrepreneurs, that's going to be dealing with, you know, consulting, video services. That's going to be kind of going into like the written and also video format as well, both medium to short form content as well. So for the job seeker, that's like any tailored strategy, so you can confidently market yourself in a specific job market. And then for, of course, entrepreneurs, understanding your insane clown posse. I mean, your ICP, which is ideal customer profile, understanding what that is, so you're able to make content based around that, so you could really cater to your audience in a correct way through written and video formats as well.
And speaking of the insane clown posse, Jonesy, with all the publicity we're giving them, we may want to see if they have like an affiliate program.
Yeah, I'd say.
Oh man,
that one's never going away since we brought that up in our last mastermind.
No, it's not. So stand out with video resume. So what is a video resume, right? So the traditional resume, as we know, is just a, you know, traditional PDF resume, and you just send it in, right? It could be Word doc, it could be a PDF, what have you. Hopefully it's a PDF, because formatting issues and other people's systems might not read it correctly. So it's good to be having a PDF so it could stay in the format. Anyway, though, once that's done, kind of thing, you just sit there, hope and pray. It's just a one single kind of form document you're sending out there. But with a video resume, it turns things on its head. You sit there, just like how we are right now, but you're talking about your resume. You're sitting there talking about your different metrics that you actually found and gotten throughout your career, and adding your style, adding your sauce into that video, your personality to that video. Just the other day, I was talking with a colleague, and she said that throughout the 10 times that she kind of applied for that for like a month kind of thing, she received like about 4 companies reaching out to do an interview, but the first interview was for video. It wasn't it wasn't come in kind of thing. It was a one signal, just one person video, and it was her sitting down talking about her experiences. It wasn't a one-on-one meeting. It was just her talking to the camera and sending in her information that way. So that's why I said things are getting really digital. And on one end, as a person that's actually been on the other side kind of thing, I can see how it's easier for hiring managers and talent acquisition specialists and recruiters to kind of get that video format and kind of get a feel for the person with their personality. But here's the thing: it's not everyone is comfortable with going on camera, kind of thing, and they won't even have an idea to say. They don't even have a script to kind of formulate their ideas and then put things together for like a bullet form kind of thing. That's why it's really important for people to kind of get used to being on camera, because I can't believe how many times I'm going to say this, but things are really, really changing. AI is rising up, digital things are happening, video is becoming more prominent. So they need to get used to things like that, and that's some of the things I teach and help people with on the job seeker side of things. So for the entrepreneur side of things, that's going to be dealing with, I handle the scripts, I do the video editing side of things, and entrepreneurs, they just, if it's a coach, if it's like a yoga class kind of thing, and they kind of want to make their audience reach their audience a little bit more, that's going to be through video. And not a lot of people understand that whole concept of things, especially if they're like starting out and just making shorts kind of thing. I feel like the process needs to be kind of flipped, and making long form media first and being able to chop it up in order to have bite-sized clips of what you add kind of thing makes it more efficient, because making content, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time to kind of put that content out there. So you need to have a strategy when it comes to things. So that's something that I also help entrepreneurs and other businesses with as well. Just breaking down the storytelling and really enhancing their brand with that.
So what tools are you using to? And I'm framing this in a very specific way to eke out a very specific answer. What tools are you using to take long form content and putting it into bite-sized pieces?
Yes, of course. So
I know the answer to that one even.
So Opus Clip is really amazing when it comes to that kind of thing.
Oh, we love it. Yeah.
So basically, since I do the video editing and stuff like that, I do have a program that does the soft edits, and I go into my clip champ kind of thing, and I make the hard edits, which is doing the B-roll and all that stuff myself. But in order to do the first initial clips to put on LinkedIn, for instance, that has short form content now, Instagram, also TikTok, hopefully it's still around. If not, there's others. But Opus Clip makes things a lot easier when it comes to transferring my long form content into smaller bite-sized chunks, so people get more of a feel of me and honestly my personality and the value I bring to them and their job search or content strategy. So Opus Clip, it's an amazing tool.
Love it.
That was a nice job being that specific, Jonesy. I like that. He could have only given one answer.
So the copywriting services when it comes to making posts. Now, this is going to be specifically kind of tying it in with LinkedIn. It's mostly, written form content is on there, and I feel like that's going to be one of the key things to do in addition to video, because written people are only there for like 7 minutes just to check. So having a nice impactful post where you add value, and if you're on the job hunt, your call to action won't be, hey, check out my YouTube page, or hey, check out my service here or course here kind of thing. The job seeker's call to action is, hey, I'm looking for work and I'm looking to add value to a company. let's connect over some coffee. Hopefully you have a Calendly link already set up. It's because networking is quite honestly key on the job hunt. I kind of can't stress that enough in any point of your career. And having a Calendly link already set up kind of thing kind of invites people to kind of join in, talk with you on a one-on-one basis, and just kind of see what your specific industry is doing, or if any place is looking for work kind of thing. It keeps you top of mind, top of focus when you put yourself out there like that. And having these opportunities of posting your content on places like LinkedIn to add the value to people, saying, hey, I went through this situation of X, Y, and Z. Don't put any names or anything. Of course not, especially under NDA or things like that. But the experiences that you learned through it is something that other people could learn. And whenever I hear people saying, oh, wow, I have 10 years of experience, I don't think I have anything to add. I'm like, you have 10 years of experience. Think about the person that has 9 years, 8 years, 5 years, 2 years of experience. Think about the value you can add to them and others. You just got to change your framing when it comes to things like that. And that's what I hope job seekers see, and honestly, what they bring to the table. When it comes to thank you. It's something that people need to kind of change their kind of mind. It needs a mind shift. You need to change the mind shift when it comes to the value that you bring to others, because there's so many people in the world that can, learn from that. It's outrageous. So it's good to put yourself out there with consistent written posts of adding value to others when it comes to the job seeker side of things. And of course, with the entrepreneurs, they honestly need to know where their customers spend their time. I think George Bruno, he has channel Listen to My Son. I think he's watching now. He said the word congregate. Where do their audience congregate? For me, for my example, that could be in arcades. That could be on YouTube kind of thing. That could be on TikTok. And in some places, sometimes that could be on LinkedIn as well. Even Discord, forums, things like that. So I need to definitely find where my audience is and where they spend their time, which is mostly going to be on YouTube, Twitch, doing live streams, playing video games kind of thing. That's where my audience is at. I do this for, entrepreneurs and businesses. Once they figure out, we sit down, figure out where their audience is online, and even in IRL, that's where they could make both the long form and the short form content. And that's going to be through, of course, YouTube, which is all three of them: long, medium, short, and then TikTok, of course, and of course, Facebook and Instagram. Facebook being both written and also short form content, just like LinkedIn is. So you just got to be very consistent when it comes to this content strategy as being an entrepreneur.
Matching consistency with quality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to say. Because you can put out a ton of crap and it's still crap. Or you can put out one gem once a month and it's great, but you never get any traction because you're not getting in front of your audience frequently enough. Exactly.
And of course, having an email list to kind of have everything on the side, because you'll never know where these algorithms will go, or something will change, or things like that. And by having that list of like core people that know you for you, it's critical. It's critical.
It's brutal how you can go from 100,000 followers on Facebook to 0 just because some algorithm decided you did something wrong. Whereas if you have your own book of, it's like an insurance company. You want your own book of business. That's all you care about is your book of business. It's great, that the national franchise is supporting you and all, but you need your own book of business. And the thing about these big social media platforms, it's easy come, easy go. You have to have your own opt-in list.
Definitely do. So I feel like that's like the top kind of thing. It's email list and then everything else from there kind of thing. So this is like just me showing some numbers because I can't be sprouting all this stuff up, showing some type of numbers.
Exactly. Love the social proof. Yeah, real numbers.
So just a little bit backstory. I got laid off on Halloween 2024, and ever since then I've been making a lot of content online that's based around video games and of course, job hunting tips and tricks and fusing them in together. And I've been doing a lot of content on this is specifically coming from LinkedIn side of things. And I've ever since I started, it was like I think I was around 300 followers, and now it's like almost to 4,000 followers. Making a lot of connections with my posts that it tells my story. I tell stories from what I've been through, how to level up your resume, LinkedIn specific posts to kind of help people understand the job hunt a little bit better. And and also I throw some anime things in there as well, some inspirational quotes to kind of help lift people up, because being on the job hunt, it can be very, very tough, very hard. It's a lonely,
mentally can be mentally exhausting.
Yes, it's a learning. It's a lonely hunt. It's a lonely quest, but I'm in the process of not making it so lonely in the future. This little spike here, just to kind of give you some reference. Let me see if I could pull out my laser pointer. Hopefully, my cat doesn't see it.
Yeah, any of our cats.
Attack your screen. Yeah,
we're gonna have a bunch of cats flying across the screen.
But this is like around December. This was like December 23rd, 24th, where I made a post, a very powerful post, a Christmas post. Just talking about my feelings and how it feels to be laid off during the Christmas season, kind of thing, not being able to get extra gifts and stuff like that. And I just had to take a step back. My loving wife, she said to me, it's not what Christmas is about, kind of thing. And, it's the Christmas joy side of things. You shouldn't always think about that. You work so hard, kind of thing. And it kind of puts me in perspective. I'm around loving people, around family in aspects, and it kind of took my mind away from the job hunt, because you can't be thinking about it 24/7, especially on weekends. It's like a job. Mm-hmm. When you don't have a job, you have a job, and that's to get a job, right? So yeah, that post really resonated with people around the holidays, and that's why you see that huge spike. I think that's one of my popular posts ever, kind of thing. It's just understanding your market, understanding everything that people are going through. In my case, I understand people that got laid off and been on the job hunt, and making a powerful post with your experiences will resonate with other people. Just got to be authentic and just put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people in the world. So those are just some of my numbers when it comes to the past 90 days on LinkedIn. Okay, and now we're just going to be going into like the engaging with the content strategy with the gaming twist of things. And this is my YouTube channel that I actually just really took it really seriously last year, November 16th, on my birthday. I posted 6 videos at once. Probably shouldn't have did that. That was a lot of work. But we live and learn, right? So basically, I've been making this since the 16th of November, and I create job hunting tips and tricks by fusing video games into one thing, right? One of the last videos I did actually was about The Witcher, which is an open world RPG kind of game, and I tied that into the job hunt, giving you tips and tricks and lore from the game and tying that into actionable tips on the job hunt. Squid Games is a very popular Netflix show. I actually tied the job hunting tips and tricks with that, because I feel like playing the games, quite honestly, we could learn from the games as a job seeker. They give you different insights and stuff as well, going through those different games of Squid Games as well. Mm-hmm. And today, I actually just released a video saying you should stop thinking like a COG, a cog, and start thinking like a CEO of your career.
Nice.
So, and I tied that into one of my favorite franchises, the Gears of War series. into that as well. So, you know, it's endless ideas and endless possibilities with tying things together with the job hunt and video games. I feel like, and that makes the job hunt educational and fun. I feel like that's one of the best forms of content out there, is actually teaching people while it being educational. You know, I feel like that's more long-standing, that's more sticky in a sense.
Sure.
So that's what. Thank you so much. It's been a long time coming. It's in the combination of managing 2 YouTube pages for a company, and I said to myself, man, I should do this. I'm sure people out there will like this idea, and lo and behold, there's an audience out there, right?
Of course there is. Yep. Niche down 3 levels, you've got the audience for it.
Exactly.
Now, we are going to recommend you start making your SOPs right now. So for when you have employees or even staff or whatever working for you to fulfill this admin stuff, you can hand it right over so you can get back to doing what you're best at.
Yes, exactly. And just kind of give you a little tip on those SOPs, standard operating practices. That's corporate kind of word kind of thing there. But the best tool that I feel like you could use for that is Scribe. Scribe is a cool tool that you kind of sit down, you kind of go through and click through kind of thing, and it takes screenshots of exactly what you're doing, so you don't have to do double the work. I actually made a Scribe for the onboarding process in my past life, and I actually made a video about it, walking people through the hiring process, onboarding paperwork, I-9 documents. This is all HR talk for people, but kind of teaching the onboarding process to people that's going through it, so the recruiters could have more time to actually go out there and do what they have to do, which is recruit. And that saves so much time in a combination with a document and a video together. So just even things in the corporate landscape, adding video to things will make things a lot more accessible for people, so you can kind of, get to work.
People learn things in different ways, and within my marketing agency, we I think I might try Scribe. I keep hearing a lot of good things about it. We use a written SOP plus a Loom video.
Okay, that's good.
Which is similar. It sounds like Scribe kind of bridges that gap where it creates the screenshots. Where we do like just like we're doing right now. I'll record a video of me doing the task while narrating. And then taking that transcription and writing an SOP about it.
Exactly. It makes things so much easier. So you can kind of focus on what needs to be focused on first.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So that's the YouTube side of things. And I actually use YouTube as the marketing piece to my business. A very fun marketing piece, might I add, as well, because I love giving free content and free information out there so people can learn from it. But it's another way for people to get to know, honestly, me and the personality and stuff that I bring to the table and how I can help them level up in their careers. That's the YouTube side of things. That's the organic side of things when it comes to businesses side of things. So that's actually getting tied into the first course that I plan on making as well. That's going to be tying into the first level of the job hunt, I would say. It's basically of course, the resume, the cover letter, the job searching strategy, how to avoid ghost jobs, how to spot red flags, things like that. And of course, the last piece is going to be how to implement AI into helping you on the job search to make your job search more better in a way. So that's like the first level. And once again, going into the finding out who my audience is, which are job seekers that's on the job hunt that loves to play video games. That's going to be through, and that interaction that I want to build with them, that's going to be through live streams. And I actually want to sit down and actually play video games and show people, hey, I actually play video games here, kind of thing.
That's so important to have that complete niche avatar, because it also doesn't exclude anybody in particular, because video games are kind of a unifier. There's a lot of people that play them. Like I don't, I grew up on them. I don't really play much anymore. I still, dust off Mario Kart once in a while, but I can relate to it. So it's relatable, even if somebody's not a gamer per se. So what I'm trying to say is that you have a target audience that you are specifically catering to, but it doesn't really exclude anybody, which I always find to be important. So you can serve that target audience best, but still allow anybody in.
Exactly. So that's where you can actually gain tips and understanding from the methodologies that I'm trying to bring. Like today, I have someone just kind of shout me out on LinkedIn like about 10 minutes before this post saying, I'm not a gamer, but I love how Dellyn is able to fuse together these two concepts and make this process understandable and fun. And she's not even a gamer. That's what I'm trying to go
Sure.
for.
There's the example right there. I love it.
Yep.
That's great.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Plain as
Very
day.
cool.
So through live streams, through playing games, and of course having live streams on Sundays where I actually sit down and actually level up people's LinkedIns, people's resumes that could kind of come in, kind of support and say, hey, could you look over my resume real quick? And I'll do it live on screen so they can kind of see the processes that I kind of go through and my way of thinking. So that's like the next steps in the Dellyn digital pipeline that's coming up. Content, it's highly important.
Yeah.
I can't stress that.
It's required, really.
Yes.
I say it goes beyond important. It's required. It's a necessity.
Yes. And as daunting and challenging as it may seem to be in the beginning, creating content that's decent, relevant, and worth listening to is not all that hard once you know what you're doing.
There's definitely a foundation for it. As soon as you figure it out and make sure you formulate it towards your schedule. Time management is key. It's 24 hours a day. That's a lot of time to do a lot of stuff, you know? So you definitely could do it. But you gotta be consistent.
You gotta be consistent. Yep.
It's like going to the gym.
Absolutely.
So why work with Dellyn Digital? I create, of course, standout content when it comes to digital and written formats for a modern audience. And also I provide, consistent services to my clients and actionable advice and frameworks for both entrepreneurs and job seekers alike. And also I drive engagement through video and written content so you can kind of understand where people are looking and where to put your focus into if you're a job seeker or entrepreneur that needs to translate over to video content. And that's quite honestly it. It's my information here. And any questions?
Time for the call to action. How do we find you? So we can put a banner up.
Of course. So you could find me on LinkedIn. That's going to be Dellyn Lee. You can also follow my company page. That's going to be Dellyn Digital. And of course, you could find me on YouTube, youtube.com at Dellyn Digital. And that's honestly it. That's the places that I'm going to be. YouTube and LinkedIn. I'm also on Facebook. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. But my two main focuses right now is YouTube and, of course, LinkedIn.
Dominate two and then move on and spread from there.
Awesome.
Any final thoughts?
I know things are getting really crazy in the world, but it's good to kind of sit down and control the things that you can control. And that's you, right? Yeah. Especially when you're on the job hunt and all these layoffs and things going on out in the world. If you're on the job hunt and you come across a job that's not a good fit for you, share it. Share it with your network. Because when you help others, that goodness, that karma comes back tenfold. So it's always good to put yourself out there, start in kindness, end in kindness, and move forward.
I love it. Pay it forward. That's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, thank you for sharing this, Dellyn. This is great. We posted your LinkedIn for the chat here.
That's New York City. That's New York City.
Nice.
Just in time, the authorities are here to take them away.
Too much value.
The authorities hate this one thing.
Too much value. 45
we look forward to seeing this progress too, because you've launched your brands. All right, you've taken action, and that's the hardest thing for a lot of entrepreneurs is to even do that.
Start.
Yeah, so you have your brands.
Absolutely.
You've already amassed some clients. So you've got the quick wins already under your belt, and now you're about to launch this course. So, when we look back on this video, this presentation, a few years down the road, it's going to be like really like the level one. when
Yeah.
you're about ready to rescue the princess from the castle.
I'm looking forward to it. It's been a wild journey, and I'm quite honestly grateful for Conversion Chemistry and also George Bruno for the Fire Your Boss team for pressing start with me. You know, I was in a very low point in my life, and those two directions I could have taken. Of course, I'm going to take the hero path, never the villain path when it comes to things. And Fire Your Boss has always been that fire deep inside me, and every time when I'm at imposter syndrome scenarios thinking, wow, could I really do this? I kind of took a step back saying, wait, I pressed start. I started, right?
That's
I took
right.
that first step, and there's others around me that also taken that step. You know, Conversion Chemistry has an awesome mastermind group. Check that out. And, you know, it helps me move forward, right?
Yeah, look, imposter syndrome. I think it's because sometimes it just creeps back in. I get it too. It's something to leverage to basically keep you on your toes and keep you hungry to level up. I'm going to keep stealing your phrase, level up, but that's really what it is: to learn more, to achieve more, and to do better.
Yes, it is. That's
For
what life is
yourself and for
about.
your clients. Yeah,
that's what the game of life is about. At the end of the day, I know you said that not everyone's a gamer, but I would have to disagree. Everyone's a gamer at the game of life, right? We're all leveling up in some ways.
or you're not playing, and that's not an alternative. Yeah,
or you're at the starting screen just looking at the press start button.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, we'll leave this stream up for a couple days because now it's recorded, it's live. We'll watch the comments and answer some questions that come in, and then this will be available in perpetuity for our pro level member guests at Conversion Chemistry. And we want you to level up. We want you to join us there. So get your free taste at conversionchemistry.com. And you can find the link Empower Guest, but you can get to it right from the main page. We want you to join a complimentary mastermind. This is folks, myself, Frank, Hannah, George are in there. Dellyn is ever present at every mastermind, and a whole bunch of other successful entrepreneurs who pressed start and leveled up. And we can't wait to see you there.
Absolutely. It's the place to